Okay, I'm going to try again, take 2 for the equinox retreat, and I'll see if people join me. Um, if you oops, someone's joining. I'm attempting my mic again. So if you're joining, just let me know if you can hear me. Thank you for finding me, whoever has gone. And I will just wait and see if a few more people join and find where I am. I'm just okay. Some people are coming in now. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jen, for finding me. Oh, thank you. Yes, I didn't have time to grab the link. I'll just go live, and hopefully everyone's still around, and you'll see that I'm live on this. Turns out I can't go back in on the same live stream link. Now, is the sound good? Okay. I'm using this mic, but I just pushed it and plugged it in a bit harder, and thank you. Welcome, everyone. So I'll wait a couple of minutes again. Um, oh, good. See, you've all had a lesson in how to find me on YouTube as well. Oh, gosh. I got to say, it's been one of those days. I'll share more in a minute. But welcome, everyone, to the Equinox Retreat with the Rose Line and especially with the Magdalene. This is the 20th of September. It is a couple of days before the equinox, but we are in the energy of it. And interestingly, I just noticed before I came live that I did this on the 20th of March. I did the equinox retreat here on YouTube. And I happened to notice that it was the Magdalene then as well. I didn't remember that. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Let's have a look. Great. Thank you so much for your patience. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you all found it again. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, as I said, this morning, you know when you wake and you feel like you've been hit by a bus? That was me. That was me this morning. And I've been on such a roll. Like I've been doing so much work this week for the new membership. I've been behind the scenes just doing all the tech stuff. And I've just been on a roll. And it was like full moon, lunar eclipse. I was just like surfing it. It was great. This morning I woke and went, oh no. And I have my equinox retreat tonight. And today has been what I'd call a struggle. It's just I've been in it took me into a yin space basically. I really had to go in, and I've been so yang all week, and I really had to go in, and I've been headachy and sore and just a whole lot of stuff, and it's all shifted now. But yeah, so of course, this was my last little reflection of my energy with the live not happening the first time around. Anyway, oh, thank you. Thank you, Code Plus. Glad you found me. Glad you found me. Took a little while. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're feeling like your teen feels like you've hit by a bus. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hello, A. Sophia Semedo. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Good morning from Cambridge. Great to have you. Oh, thank you, Karen. Look, I've got to say, this morning I thought I could push it back a day. And then I thought, no, I'll just wait. I'll just wait and see what flows. And I'm here house sitting, and I've got 2 dogs and a cat here. And of course, they reflected my energy. So the dog walk wasn't the easiest walk. Oh gosh. Anyway, so the the equinox has probably impacted me a little today, but I think it's probably a bit of post eclipse energy as well. And as I said, I think it was also a lesson. A lesson. It was an indication to have some yin time today before I'm here for this retreat, because I would have just kept going. I would have kept working. I'm still working on the back end of my membership, and I would have just kept doing that. And it was like, I can't. I even had to lay down. And so this is that honoring of the yin. And, we can forget about it. Hello, Kat. Nice to have you here. I'm not back in the Byron Shire at the moment, Kat. No, I am in down in Lake Macquarie. I'm house sitting for 5 weeks, but I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to being back in the Byron area. So let's talk a little bit about this energy. I do love celebrating the equinox. I love the fact that it is light, equal light and dark all over the world. So everyone who's here live and anyone watching the replay, we're all in different parts of the planet. But for all of us on this weekend, we have equal light and equal dark. And there's like a real unification in that, knowing that we are all experiencing that. And and then we go into our polarities as one lot of us move towards the summer solstice and one lot towards the winter solstice. So we go into the polarity, but then we come back to this point. And I think that's such a beautiful expression or oh gosh, sorry, I'm still a little from the sound not working so well. Um, Reflection of life, isn't it? That we can go into a polarity and then we can come back and we can even out, and then we go into another polarity and then we come back and we even out, and that it's okay. That it's okay. This is about the harmony. So we experience a polarity, we come back and find a harmony. We go into a polarity, we come back and we find a harmony. And I think being gentle with ourselves in that. And so, as I said, I've had a yang week in output, and I was reflecting on it this afternoon, and I thought I also haven't had sessions. I've had 2 calls that I've done, but my sessions and my group calls take me into a yin space because I'm dropping into my yin, because I'm channeling, I'm accessing my wisdom, I'm opening to my intuition. So they take me into a yin space, so they can actually bring a nice balance if I have quite a yang week. And it seems it's not what you would expect. You would think that if you're holding space, you'd be in a more of a yang energy, but I find it's the opposite. And so that's why, even as I was preparing for this, the last hour or so before I came here live, I actually was able to finally really drop into the yin in my preparation for this. Because again, even though there's output here, but it enables me to really tap into my yin and allow the flow of energy through me. So, yes, this was the universe saying, get into a bit of yin today. You're not going to push yourself. You're not going to sit on the computer working all day. So, and sometimes you're forced to, aren't you? I mean, that's it. You just get hit by a bus and it's like, okay, I'm going in. I'm going in. So I'm interested to know, for everyone, how are you experiencing the full moon that we had 3 days ago now, that full moon, the lunar eclipse that came with it? I'm interested just to hear how everyone's feeling. Like I said, I was writing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I got it. Yeah, universe laughed. Um, yes, great. Hello, Paula. Thank you, Datsy. Love the deep red roses. I bought those yesterday. I'm going in exactly. Very intense, feeling on edge. Yeah, I bought them yesterday. I was tuning in. I'm going to the Magdalene. What color? What color do you want? And I was going for pink, and it was like, no, it has to be red. I was like, red. Okay, we'll get red. And then I grabbed some white. I thought we'll go red and white. I was like, no, 2 bunches of red. I was like, okay, 2 bunches of red. So that's what we got. But they are very beautiful. Unfortunately, not scented, but you could pretend. But very beautiful. So we are in a double barrel of energy at the moment. Like, it's a double portal, because we've entered the portal of the full moon with the lunar eclipse, which is a huge portal. And my tuning into that and the meditation I did on Insight Timer this week with the magenta rose. And what came through with that was that eclipse seasons are always like a bit of a a little bit of an earthquake happens, and there's very often something being let go of. And I really felt that this particular eclipse season is letting go of what is truly not you. Uh, the facades, the roles, the inauthentic parts of you that you thought were authentic, but actually, when you investigate them, they are actually what others expect you to be, or what your education system told you to be, or what your parents told you to be, and all of those things. And a self-development journey is all about the sort of shedding of that, if you like, and finding, who am I really? Like, who is the truth? Who is in here? Before I put all that on, who is this? And that's a journey we're all on. But my sense this time with this eclipse was like, this is a pivotal moment in embracing that. And I truly believe it's because our consciousness is getting so much closer in terms of the frequency of stepping more into this new earth frequency, of this fifth dimensional frequency. And we cannot take any of that inauthenticity with us. It is not possible. You cannot hold the vibration that's required to co create this new earth and be wearing almost like a cloak, or a uniform that's not yours. It's not possible, because when you have an expression of yourself that is not authentic, that's not truly you, it's a denser energy. So it holds you back. And so that's what I received. That was this portal we were stepping through, was so much about, who am I truly? And what's the path that I'm walking? Is the path that I'm walking the path that I really want to walk? And like, really want to walk, like, just, oh my gosh, I would love that. And that's hard, because stepping into that path, onto that path, involves a lot of trust, because we don't know what it looks like. It might involve giving up parts of our life that are a support network. It might involve giving up a job. It might involve giving up a relationship or a friendship. And that can be really hard. And I was reflecting on this today. And when I had the calling to return overseas after my three kids were born and they were quite young, so in 2006, I knew I had to go back to France. Like, the calling was so strong. We did not have the money to do that. And I was like, okay, it will come to me. It will come to me. I was in those full trust. It will come. It will come. Unfortunately, I don't think I was grounded enough in those days. So it did come, but it came in a way that actually didn't support me in the end, which was like, credit card. Here, the bank offering credit cards. I'm like, okay, I can go. I can go and I can follow my heart and do this. And it was an amazing experience, and it was life-changing for me. And the next year I took a group back, and like, it really changed, in many ways. It laid the foundation of what I'm doing now. But a couple of years after that, I went bankrupt, because the money that I had borrowed to do that, and then I separated from my husband, and I wasn't working other than doing a little bit of healing, sound healing work, and I couldn't maintain that and pay the school fees and all of those things. And I was just reflecting on that today, and I thought, would I change it? And I thought, I might do it differently, but I'm glad I followed that calling, because who I am today and what I am doing today and the lessons I learned from that experience brought me to this point that I'm at now. And I it was so amazing how it catapulted me onto my path, and reconnected me with the Magdalene so deeply, and with the south of France, and the connections I made and the people I met. I met Mark doing that, who later became my partner. So it was a gamble, and most people wouldn't take that gamble, because they're a bit more grounded and sensible than I was at the time. But it was the path that was given to me. And I learned, as I say, I learned a lot from it. So this is the sort of thing, there was probably an eclipse happening at that time, I can't remember, but this can be the sort of decisions that we make, and possibly if I was more grounded, I was very floaty, very new age at that point, very off with the fairies. And so probably now with who I am, whereas I've come back into my body and I'm much more grounded, I would approach that very differently. But at the time, it was my path revealing itself, and I thought, "I have to do this." And as I said, I learnt, of course, major lessons from that. So yeah, that's I wasn't really going to share that, but I just wanted to explain that sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes it's challenging, and this is a part of what I wanna go into now. Sometimes we have to step into the darkness to do that. Very often, we have to step into the darkness. Um you're talking about sharing with the moon. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, Suzanne. Yes. A grounded fairy. I did have a fairy shop at that time. Um, so I wanted to share that because the equinox is about the harmony between the yin and the yang aspects of ourselves. But there's also a harmony, and I often think of the yin and the yang, we could say the feminine and the masculine, which it is. But there is also a black and a white within the feminine. And that black and the white within the feminine is the dark goddess and the light goddess. And I want to explore this more today. And this is in our journey that we're going to go on together. We will be talking about this, like we will be diving into this. Um, and this My clarity around this came when I was in Glastonbury this year. And it was on the morning of our retreat, but I went for a walk on my own, and I was following part of a walk there called the Glastonbury Way. And I came to a spot where you were looking on Bride's Mound, it's called, and Bride is Bridget. And I didn't go onto Bride's Mound, but I was reading about it, and it was talking about Bridget being the triple goddess. And just in that moment, I felt the Magdalene's energy very strongly. And she was saying, now it's time for the new earth triple goddess. And as I tuned in, I saw the black goddess and the white goddess were part of, or the dark and light, however you want to call it, were part of the new earth triple goddess. And I didn't get clear on what the third one was, and it dropped in for me later. And the term I got for it was the rose goddess. And in many ways, Mary Magdalene, her codes, her frequency, the Magdalene frequency, even if you separate it from the actual being that was alive, that was Mary Magdalene, there are Magdalene codes, and those codes represent the rose goddess. And this is when the black goddess and the white goddess are integrated, and then integrated with the sacred masculine energy. So that creates a full integration. And this is the path that we're on. And we might be thinking just in terms of feminine, masculine, we're integrating that because that harmony is actually what moves us into the vibrational frequency of 5D. That harmony is what connects us with what I call the rose line or the rose grid. That frequency is the harmony between masculine and feminine. But that harmony cannot be reached unless the feminine is integrated. And the feminine is integrated by first embracing the dark goddess. And then from that, the white or the light goddess can be fully integrated. And for many of us, we focus on the light goddess. She's familiar. And she's familiar because in our society, or certainly in the last 2,000 years, the dark goddess was taken away from us. And so all those goddess sites around the world, some were goddesses that you might say were dark goddesses that were really in the yin energy, and some were sites that were a light goddess. But when the Catholic Church, in its spread of Christianity, took over a lot of those sites, they devoted them to Mary. And the Mother Mary energy is a beautiful energy, but she's a white goddess. And so even dark goddess sites were then made a Mary site. So they brought in the white goddess. I mean, she's called the Virgin Mary. It's her energy is pure, and it's a beautiful energy, and it's an amazing energy to work with. And she's certainly like one of the guardians of the rose line. But the dark goddess was denied in that. And so for us, we've tended to, when we've embraced our femininity, embraced the goddess, that's what we've done. We've embraced the light goddess, the white goddess. And often we've tried to stay away from the dark goddess, because the dark goddess, however you want to look at her, whether you want to look at her in her Kali form, there's so many different forms, but it's a goddess of going in. It is a goddess of being. It's a goddess of stillness, but it's also a goddess of destruction. It's a goddess of death. And so for many of us on the journey, and that's why the story I just shared with you, about I was following my path, and in doing that, I took myself into a challenging place financially. And I had to go through that. That was me meeting the dark goddess. That was me going, wow. Like, and especially in our society, like that is a big thing to experience. And but that was me meeting the dark goddess so that I could then sort of build on that foundation. And that sort of went hand in, like my marriage ended and then that happened. And so it was a big time, but I went fully into the dark. And so I feel like the light that I then reached through following my path and through my journey was integrated into that. There were obviously many more experiences, and the dark goddess has come to meet me several times since, but that's life, isn't it? And but that's enabled much more of an integration so that now I can move more fully into the embodiment of that, and then allow this sacred masculine energy to come in and to have that fully integrated into that new earth goddess, triple goddess, the with the rose goddess. So this is just not something I've read anywhere. This is just what came to me, and it's my way of explaining it. So the thing is, when we're explaining concepts like this, we're explaining frequencies, and we put stories to them, and everyone has a different story to put to it as a way of explaining it. And so you might resonate with the way I've explained it. Someone else may explain it differently and you resonate with that. So it's not about this is true. This is just my way of explaining the frequencies that I'm feeling and I'm reading. And for me, the rose line and the beings of the rose line, who I've been connecting with since 2003, they whenever through their incarnations, of the many of them, when they've incarnated, it's like they were bringing the codes of this sacred union. They were bringing the codes of this triple goddess energy, if you like, the balance, the harmony between the feminine and masculine. And it's like they've left those codes at certain places around the planet for this time now, when we're ready to access them, when we're ready to move into this expanded consciousness, this higher frequency that's required in our co-creation of new earth. So there are some codes and some of these beings that you might strongly resonate with. You might go to some sites associated with them and you feel like it really impacts you. And that's just because of your resonance and where your resonance is at. And obviously, particularly in the last 20 years, 20 to 30 years, the Magdalene's codes have been very strong. And a lot of people, women and men, have really connected with them, have been drawn to southern France, have been drawn to the sites associated with her in the Languedoc area, or the sites in Provence, La Sainte-Baume, where I did a live from, because they're being called to remember those codes. Those codes are activating something in them. And whether Magdalene actually lived on that land or not, it actually doesn't matter. But the codes of her are there. And that's where you receive them. And maybe they're there because the physical Magdalene did live there. but maybe not. Maybe there were other beings who held those codes that left them there. And again, it actually doesn't matter because we could go really quantum physics around this, but I choose to do it in a storytelling way. And when you look at so many of the ancient teachings, the Celtic is one. It was told through story. Stories represented the energies, the frequencies, the codes, as I'm calling them. They were done through story, and the stories might have changed, but the code was still the same. Because ultimately, I mean, we are energetic beings and we have our own code, our own frequency, and we respond to different frequencies at different times. So when we go to these sacred sites and the land holds these frequencies, or even the water within the land holds these frequencies, it speaks to us, to our energy, to the water within us. So I've just gone completely on a tangent there, but I wanted to explain why I feel the equinox is so important, because it is the earth and the moon and the sun's reflection of this harmony that actually is what we are truly embodying at this time, while still allowing the fluctuations into the polarities, but coming back to this central point. Okay, so have we got any? Oh, thank you, Suzanne, my word brilliance. Yes, we're on a big path of integration of all aspects of self. Exactly, exactly. Yes, I know a couple of you were with me on that meditation, and sorry, that retreat. It is becoming stronger and stronger, and I will keep repeating it because we're going. Well, one, I'll get more of an understanding of it, I think. But also each time you hear it, it's like when you listen to a session you've had with someone and you listen to it again and you get something different every time because you're constantly changing. Your energy is constantly changing. Now, interestingly, I drew some cards this morning. I drew some going, why on earth do I feel like I've been hit by a bus today? I won't share those with you, but there was a lot around letting go, let me tell you that. But I drew some cards for this particular retreat as well. And I only just noticed the number on this card. So this is from what's that? The Mystique of Magdalene deck. And this card is number 22, which is Magdalene's portal. So this is the gateway card. How beautiful is that? So Magdalene's portal, huh? So this is what we are experiencing. We are going into a portal within a portal. The full moon lunar eclipse is a portal, and we're entering that portal. And now we've been given another portal with the equinox while we're in that. And the way that we can integrate the energies of the equinox depends on how actually we are embodying and embracing the portal created by the eclipse or by this eclipse season around letting go of what is inauthentic in you, coming back to your truth. Your truth. Who are you really? What path did you come here to walk? Because if you can dissolve the stuff around you by focusing on that, on your truth, what do you have to do to bring more of that out? Because in doing that, that allows the shedding or the dissolving. If you're doing that now in this eclipse portal, that means this this equinox portal will enable you to you'll have an opportunity to experience it in a much more profound way. So it truly is a portal within a portal. And I think it feels like a very sacred path that we have the opportunity to walk here. So in the journey I'm going to take you on today, the meditation, that's what it's about. It's about being able to align you with that path so that you can harness these equinox energies and use them in a way that supports you in this eclipse portal. So it's really quite an incredible gift. I did have a couple of other cards. I'll share them with you because I brought 4 decks away with me house sitting. So I drew a card from each deck. This is from Rebecca Campbell's Rose Oracle, and it's the Trust the Seasons card. So also perfect for today. Make sure I've got that there. So, yes. And this is what we're doing. And this is what I was asked to do today when I had this experience of being hit by the bus. And like, okay, you can't work today, you've just got to go within. So that's what I experienced. And then I've also got her Sacred Waters card. So this is the on call card, the healer, seer, priestess, soul purpose. Now this card always is important. Look, when I see it, I'm always like, oh, because my third child, Grace, who actually we talked about before, although that was on the last recording before I came to this one, she was born on call. Call, I don't know how you pronounce it, on call, which means they're my waters didn't break. So she was born still intact in the sac. And she was born we were actually in a house in the rainforest, and we were out on the veranda with a big birth pool. So she was born in the birth pool, and she had her because her sac was intact, she just floated around in the water in the sac until Michael pinched the sac to break it, which the midwife told him to do, and then she shot out. But that was so. Whenever I draw this card, I'm like, oh, that feels so special. But it is about, because it was often said that those born on call were the seers and the priestesses. And Rebecca talks in her blurb about the fact that often even the little bits of those sack was kept as a talisman. I didn't think to do that, but anyway, there you go. So that card. So I think that's because this is allowing us to step into our roles as seers, as priestesses, as wisdom keepers. And so that's what this portal is about. And then the other card, which is from the Delphi Oracle, is the healer card also. So I think that's a fairly strong message that that this is also what this whole journey is about. And of course, going on the journey of the healer involves embracing the dark goddess very often. And I'm sure many of us have experienced that, regardless of whether you call yourself a healer or not. I think if you're here, you have gifts that you might choose to use that way or not. You might be choosing to use them through a different expression. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for your comments there. The cards look 3D, and oh, maybe that's the energy. That's the energy, Bhavna. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else while I'm chit-chatting that I want to share before we go on the journey. No, I'm just getting start. The energy's there. So I'd just like to explain for those of you who aren't as familiar with how I work. I don't prepare anything in advance. I just show up and allow the energies to guide me. Um, Even though the Magdalene is holding the space mostly for this retreat, all of the Rose line are here. I'm aware of their energy, and particularly the oracles. There are 11 oracles of the Rose line, and I think some of them are going to show up on the journey. Now, sometimes I'll be guiding you, but I'm guiding you because it's like I'm following what Magdalene is telling me to do, but I'm still guiding you. So it still just sounds like me, but I'm actually sort of bringing through her energy as I do it. And other times, if I'm channeling someone, it's like they just go, "Oh, can you just let me speak?" And so in that case, I'll sort of get out of the way a little bit more. Not in a trans channel way. I don't do that. I'm fully there, and but I allow them to come through me more so than me translating what they're telling me. So she will be pretty much guiding the whole experience. But whether I sort of step out of the way and channel, I don't know yet. I'll wait and see. I've got a little bit of an idea of the other beings that might come through, but sometimes when I'm in the process of taking you on this meditation or this journey, someone might surprise me. So I don't really know who to expect. It really depends on our group and the energy of our group, because that creates a certain frequency as well as to who might come in. So that's all that needs to be said. Uh, just take a moment now just to close your eyes and to get comfortable. And if you can, just to begin with, just placing your feet on the ground, the floor, wherever you are, just to help anchor you in. Okay, I'm just going to have a drink and then we'll start the journey. So take your focus down to your feet chakras on the balls of your feet and opening them wide. This is where you connect in with the earth energy. So as you open them wide, feel Mother Earth reach up into your being, feeling her energy in you as part of you. And then take your energy through your feet chakras and take it down into her. And you might see that energy going down in the form of roots. Sometimes it helps to visualize it that way. Now, Mother Earth is holding her frequency of harmony. She's holding her 5D frequency, her new Earth frequency for this journey. So as you feel her energy, you might notice that her vibration's quite different. And if you're growing roots down, you might see your roots look lighter. They might look like a light. They might look crystalline as they hold this frequency. Now, we are all on many places. Sorry about that noise that just came through. We are on many places over the earth, and those listening in later also will be in different places. The rose grid is within the earth, and it's being activated right now by the places we are upon. So wherever you are, this rose grid is being activated. This grid that holds the love of the Divine Mother is how I often think of it. And that is the frequency that's assisting us to move into 5D, assisting us to embody new earth. So sacred sites also have a high frequency with the rose line. So maybe as you're taking your roots down into the earth, as you're connecting with the earth, there may be places around the earth that you feel called to connect with right now. It might be an official type sacred site, or it just might be somewhere you love. The energy is so pure to you, and you feel like you're really yourself when you're in that place, or a version of yourself that perhaps you haven't really known before, but you really like. So just spreading your roots out to just places, whatever pops into your mind. Try not to think about it, just trust whatever comes to you. I just received Skellig Michael off the west coast of Ireland, and I haven't really been thinking about that much lately, but that was really strong, like, whoa, that's it. So just trust like that, where you feel to take your roots to. And know that you are activating that rose grid in all of those sites, wherever you're connecting to, as well as beneath you. So at the moment, it's like these little light bulbs going off all over Earth in these places, little rose light bulbs, as we place our attention there. So all of the energy from these places is coming up through your body. And now take a deep breath in, a really deep breath. Fill your lungs. Really be present to the air you're breathing in and release. Then take another deep breath. And breathe that energy in right through your body. It's going all the way to your fingers. It's going all the way to your toes. And then releasing out through your feet chakras and sending that energy, your energetic signature. Send that down into the earth and know it's traveling through those roots, going to all those places. Like, I'm here, this is me. And when you breathe in again, draw in the energetic signature of those places and bring it up and bring it through your body. And it's coming right through your body. And then you're breathing out of your crown. And you're sending the breath, or the energy, of your breath, your energy, the energy of all those places, you're sending it up to the cosmos, activating those frequencies within the cosmos. And then as your breathing just returns to your usual rhythm, see that energy you sent up and it's circling around you, it's coming down around you, flowing around you like a waterfall. But it's out sort of all around your body. And then it's going back down into the earth, deep into the earth, and then flowing back up through all those roots that are coming through your body. So you are receiving the earth energy. You are receiving the energy from the rose grid that you've plugged into. All of it is moving through you. Completely relax your body. Surrender to this flow. Now we're going to tune into another energy coming up from the earth. Is a spiraling energy, and this energy represents the dark goddess. So you might see it coming up as a black energy. It's like a black spiral of energy. It's the yin, the deepest yin energy, the sacred feminine. And it's spiraling up. You can use your breath if you wish to breathe it up, and it's spiraling through your body. And it's almost taking your body into stillness, into darkness. But it's a darkness that feels safe. You feel held in it as this energy spirals through you. And when you breathe out, you breathe it out of your crown and you send it up to the cosmos. And then when you're ready to breathe in again, you're breathing in the sacred masculine, and it's coming through in a white. So it's coming through in a white energy through your body, right through. And then you breathe it out of your feet and send it back into the earth. So you're just breathing with the polarity. So I've said it as sacred feminine, sacred masculine, but it also can be the black goddess, the white goddess. So you're breathing through the polarities. So just do that one more time. Breathing through the black and then breathing it out of your crown. And then breathing in the white. And breathing it out of your feet and into the earth. And then just tune into these two energies. They're spiraling energies. They're spiraling around each other. The black and the white dancing. And they are moving into a reflection of the outer world. And the outer world right now, here on earth, is in this harmony of dark and light, of day and night. And so that black and that white spiraling around through you, it's finding that point of harmony. It's reflecting what is going on externally. And as you hold this, You're now going to be taken on a journey. And this journey is going to take you into the polarity more, into the darkness, and then into the light. So the Magdalene's coming in now, and she's your guide on this journey. So you may see her, you may sense her energy, her frequency. She's coming through as the rose triple goddess, balanced in her feminine, the dark and the light, balanced in her feminine and masculine. She embodies sacred union. And she's taking your hand and she's leading you through a garden. Perhaps it's the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is where the black and the white goddess were one. When we left Eden, the goddess was separated. So perhaps this is the Garden of Eden that she leads you through. And she's taking you to a temple. Beautiful temple. Now, this is going to look different to everyone. But the most important thing is this temple has 2 doors. So from the front, you can see a door or a doorway on the left and on the right. And so Magdalene is going to lead you into this temple, in through the doorway on the left. So just take a moment to see, how does this doorway look? What are you feeling? You don't know what's in this doorway. How do you feel about that? Do you trust her energy? Do you trust her to guide you on this journey? And as I say that, I became aware of so many of the rose-line beings surrounding this temple. So it may be that there's another being that guides you in, or a guide of yours might accompany you as well. So just tune in. If you're feeling you would like some other support, as well as the support of the Magdalene, to go into this doorway on the left side, who would that be? Also, be aware that you are in a frequency of love. You are being held in love right now. And this feeling of love around you is helping you trust, helping you feel supported. So take a deep breath in and tune into your heart energy. And as you breathe out, I want you to see a rose blossoming within your heart. And this rose holds your essence. This is the authentic you that I was talking about before. This is your truth. And this essence guides you. Your heart guides you. Your heart knows the way. Your heart has the connection to all the beings, to the cosmos. It all comes through your heart. Our heart has been buried beneath the chatter of our mind, but the heart is re-emerging as the guidance system that we can trust. So see that rose blossom within your heart. Your essence is here. Your essence is guiding you now. With Mary Magdalene, with any other guides that you may have called in. And so now you step through that doorway on the left. And as you cross through that doorway, you're stepping into a really very black, dark cave. It's within the temple, but it's a cave, or it has that same sort of energy. But the energy in it's pure. It doesn't feel threatening, but it's unknown. And it's so quiet. You cannot hear a thing. But perhaps you're being led by the hand. You can feel the Magdalene or one of your guides there, present with you. Perhaps you can see their light very faintly. But they're leading you into this darkness. They're leading you in to play a place or places, perhaps, places within yourself, parts of yourself that you haven't wanted to go. They're leading you in, or she is leading you in to stillness. Absolute stillness. There's no distraction. There's no distraction. And then you hear, it's like a very gentle lapping of water. And Magdalene takes you to sit on the edge. You're sitting on a rocky edge, and you can just see there's a little bit of light that just shows a pool of water, still pool of water. And you're aware of another being who's come in at this point. And she's on the other side of you. And this is one of the Roseline beings who likes to take us into darkness. This is Morgana, or Morgane, she's also known as. She takes us to our truth by taking us into the darkness. So she's sitting there supporting you with the Magdalene and anyone else who came with you. But in some ways, you're not so aware of them because you're looking into the water. And it's like there's just enough light coming off these beings who are with you, these light beings, to just illuminate the water. And when you look into this still pond, you see yourself. And you see a light shining, just a slight light shining within you. It's like the glow of your heart, the glow of your essence. But there's something different in the quality. You feel it's a truer version of you. There's a lightness there. So I'm actually going to be quiet and allow Morgana to speak. Take your eyes beyond the image of yourself into the darkness of the water, the depths. These are the parts of yourself and your life that has been shed to bring that lightness to your being. Gaze into that darkness. What is shown to you? Who are you not? Despite having tried to make it you. Your heart no longer wishes to guide you through the murkiness that is created by who you are not. For you to step forward on the path that your soul chose for you to walk, for you to play your role in creating this new epoch being called New Earth. Who you are not cannot come on the journey. Who you are not holds you back. Who you are not feels safe. But who you are not hinders your expansion. Release all of who you are not. Simply make the choice. You don't even have to know specifically what that is, but make the choice. Who I am not will dissolve in the darkness of these waters. And as you make that choice, bring your eyes back to your image and see the light grow brighter. This is who you are. The truth of your heart, your essence. But you only find this essence from the darkness. The beingness, the stillness. The winter, the night. So Morgana hands you the black rose, representing the dark goddess. And this is placed within your heart, embracing this aspect of yourself. And then she moves back into the darkness. Magdalene takes your hand and you stand. And she leads you out of the cave. As you approach the doorway, the entrance, you can see some light coming in, guiding you. And you step outside the temple. And she takes you to the other door on the right side. Again, if you feel to have some other accompaniment, some other guides, you can invite them in. And she leads you through this doorway. And as you enter, it is like a great big room of crystal, and the lights being reflected off the crystal, just bouncing around everywhere. And the vibration is really high. And she leads you in. And there is a crystal seat in the center of this space. And you sit upon it. And you can feel the frequency of the crystal coming up through your base chakra. And Magdalene sits down on the floor at your feet and takes your feet, massaging them, massaging your feet chakras, anointing them with the oil of the rose. And then she places your feet firmly on the floor, which is crystal as well. And there are actually two other beings coming in to assist with your journey here, your journey to the embodiment of the light goddess. One is Galadriel, who's the queen of the elementals. And the other is Athena, who represents the codes of wisdom, the wisdom of the Great Mother. So Athena is speaking first. Athena is placing her hands above your crown chakra. And you feel your crown open. Or just bring her energy through. Once you have embodied the darkness, you can embody more light. My hands above your crown chakra are expanding the crown and increasing the frequency held within the crown so that you can connect in oneness to more of the non-physical realms. Without the embracing of the dark goddess, you are limited in how you can connect to the oneness. But now, your crown is opening. You can connect more strongly, more powerfully, more purely to the wisdom of the cosmos, the wisdom of your soul, the wisdom of the aspects of you known as your guides. Because you have the foundation. And I'm seeing like light frequencies, like codes coming from her hands now, going into your crown. And then they're going right through all your energy body, all your chakric column, right down to your feet, and then coming out of your feet and down into your earth star chakra, which is about a foot below your feet chakras. And so it's like the activation in the crown and the opening of the crown. Its frequency then flows right through your whole energy body to expand all of it, to increase the frequency of all of it. So she's doing that, but I'm also mindful Galadriel's there, and she is going to work with your Earth Star chakra, so down below your feet. I just see what she's doing. She has like a wand, I guess you would call it, of light. And she's pointing it down, so it's going under the crystal floor and down to that point down below your feet where the Earth Star chakra is. And It's as though it's doing the same thing as what Athena did with your crown or your soul star chakra really she was at. It's like it's doing the same thing. So I'm just going to tune into her and see what she has to say. With the shifting of Earth's consciousness into the Gaia frequency, wisdom is accessible from the inner Earth planes. The wisdom of the cosmos comes not only through the crown, but through Earth's crown, which is in the center of your planet. So this is connecting in. I am opening up this chakra that sits down below your physical body so that it can connect to the center of Earth, the crown of Earth, bringing through the wisdom that she's experiencing with her evolution into the frequencies of 5D, into the Gaia frequency. As a human, you are an amazing being, and you can draw on the wisdom from above and from below, all one and the same. So you can reach into the earth to receive your wisdom and guidance, just as you can reach to the stars. This is not for your mind to comprehend at this point in your evolution. You will understand, but not just yet. It is beyond your paradigm, but it is quickly becoming your paradigm. So trust and know that this opening is enabling you to access your wisdom, access the great wisdom that is available to all humans. Remembering that you and the earth are one. Her wisdom is your wisdom. As you reconnect and remember the oneness with her, you have access to her wisdom. So it's as though a little bit of an electric shock goes through her wand down. So you might actually feel like the underneath your feet just vibrates a little bit as the energy moves up through you from your earth star chakra. And as that happens, and there's this energy coming from above, it's like this really bright, oops, sorry, hit the mic, really bright light coming right through you. And it's just radiating out of your heart and your whole being. Because you now have immediate access to this expansion, to this light. So Athena and Galadriel are being absorbed back into the light. And Magdalene stands and takes your hand, and she leads you out of this crystal chamber. And so you pass through the doorway again. And you're back out the front. You can still see the door on the left and the door on the right. But now you are aware of a doorway in the center that you did not see before. And again, if you feel to call on a guide to be with you or guides, you can. But now, Magdalene, still holding your hand, is leading you through this center door. And when you cross the threshold, what you see, it's as though on your left you see the dark room, but it's like it's a circle. There's this circle and you see the darkness. And then on your right, you see all the light and the right. But they're crossing over like the Vesica Pisces. They're crossing over, and so there's this central point where they cross over. And it's big. It's a big point. So just imagine it's quite a large overlap that creates a room in itself. And this space is filled with roses. It's like the most incredible garden. There are roses everywhere. The scent is so strong. It's magnificent. And your heart is just alive. All your senses are alive. And it's like Magdalene lets go of your hand now and invites you just to walk into this garden. And you're walking around and you're looking at the roses, smelling them. And you find a particular rose that you're really drawn to. So just notice what color it is, how big it is. It's got an incredible scent. And then magically, there is a little seat right next to that rose bush. And the sun shines over that seat. And so you take a seat. And the scent is so strong, the fragrance of the rose. And one of them, which is nearing the end of its life, it's going into its winter, and it drops its petals on your lap. So you have whatever the color of the rose is, the petals on your lap, the gift of the rose that's neared the end of its cycle. And then there are roses on the bush where the bud is just starting. There are some fully in bloom. All beautiful, all a part of the rose bush. And those petals in your lap hold the code of that rose, the frequency of the rose. All the roses, all of them hold the frequency of love, but they are a different frequency depending on the color. And so what you have received, the color you've been drawn to, is the perfect frequency for where you are right now. It's the perfect frequency to bring through the third aspect of the new earth goddess, the rose goddess. And that sun shining down on you is bringing in the sacred masculine. And it's shining. Your whole body is receiving the essence of the sun, the essence of the sacred masculine, because you have embodied the feminine. You've embodied the dark and the light. And the rose symbolizes that embodiment. The rose frequency. And so that color that you've chosen is specifically for you, so that you can receive that sacred masculine energy coming through the sun. The sun is the symbol of it for this journey, to bring you into harmony, into integration. And as this happens, that rose that's in your heart that's fully opened, it's almost like it starts to vibrate a little bit. It's like it's fully come online and it's vibrating, and the vibration of it is moving right through your being. And that vibration matches the vibration of the petals of that rose that you've chosen. This is you being all of you. At this moment in our time-space continuum, this is you being all of you right now. This is the frequency. This equinox is gifting you right now with this frequency going, right now, here's your place of harmony. Here's your vibration. This vibration is what will reveal your path, is what will enable you to follow your heart on the path you chose to walk for what your soul wanted to experience this lifetime. And so place that petal in your heart. And although you didn't see it, Athena and Galadriel put a sneaky little white one in there as well. So you've got the black and the white, and then you're placing this petal in, representing the rose goddess, the integrated one, the space of sacred union. So Magdalene kisses your third eye area. And you feel the frequency of that move right through you. As your third eye is opened, moving into the harmony of your intuition and your mental aspect, the harmony of the human, where both gifts are honored. So now I'm going to bring through her message for you. My sweet child, throughout the lifetimes your soul has incarnated, you have experienced this polarity, that polarity, toing and froing, yo-yoing, so that you could experience all. This was the choice. But in this state, you could not experience all at once. In this incarnation, you are able to take the polarities and experience them. Sometimes it can feel like it's happening simultaneously. And this is a gift because you don't identify with those polarities. You experience and you say, interesting. And then you experience the other polarity, interesting. So this is what it feels to be very strongly in my masculine. So this is what it feels to be completely in my feminine. And this is what it feels when they're dancing together beautifully. I choose this. One is not wrong. Both are right. But I choose this union. And this can only be done at a certain frequency. And this frequency is that pathway to what is called fifth dimensional consciousness. But as expressed before, this path can only be walked when you are in truth, true to yourself. This enables that harmony. And all of you listening to this have chosen this path. You may not use these words, these terms. It doesn't matter. But this experience, and however you choose to describe it, is a part of your path. Because you are a new earth creator. And so you choose your truth, the truth of you, your essence. As challenging as that choice can sometimes be, you choose it because you came to walk this path of harmony. And these equinox energies are supporting you in making that choice right now. These eclipse energies are supporting you in making the choice to live in your truth, to be true to yourself. Who else would you be true to? Be true to you. Without being dramatic, this time right now is a little bit make or break. This is your portal, the portal within the portal. Will you step through? And I'm not saying that there will not be another opportunity. But as the leaders in co-creating the new earth, as the way showers, as the guides, here is your opportunity to step through. You may have to meet the dark goddess on the way. Very often you must meet her, remember her, embrace her, to go more powerfully into the light. But she will be gentle with you because your frequency has enabled that. So receive this activation that I give now straight into your heart, knowing that it is activating that rose within your heart that holds your code. Hirale bueran ujinyu ker. Kiwale buiran le kiran le kuran le ko. Hiran le kiran no hohemwi hahen no kwa. Huihan neki. Huihan neki. Kiora de kiron. Hibra. 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 Kiran naka. Kua. 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 So now it is time to leave the rose garden. Bring your petal with you. It is also safely stowed away in your heart with the black and the white. So Magdalene leads you out of the rose garden to the front of the temple. And you notice as you turn around that there is no longer the doorway to the black or the doorway to the right, to the white. There is just the central doorway, taking you into the integrated chamber, where the three become one. So now you turn around, leave the temple behind, passing through the garden. As you walk through the garden, Magdalene slowly disappears into the garden and you keep walking. And slowly you are disappearing from the garden and returning to your physical body, wherever you are sitting or lying. You feel yourself come back into your body. Be aware of your beautiful vehicle that's taking you on this journey. Feel the earth flowing up into your physical body, grounding you. You can slowly start to move your body. And just take your time. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Come back into our space. It's always good when my low battery flashes up just as I open my eyes. So yes, as you come back, if you want to share anything of your experience. Oh, Anita, you went to Skellig Michael as well. Beautiful and rich. Thank you, Bhavna. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. And so, oh, Anne Lynn, I just saw your comment about the 22, the day of the equinox. It is too, actually. Yes, it is. It is this year. Yes, I didn't make that association. As you're coming back, I do want to share with you a little offer I have at the moment, and I'm sure I know some of you have even signed up for it, but I am holding a new Remember journey, which is Remember the Path of the Priestess. And there's 5 journeys we go on. And in some ways, that type of journey we just did then is similar, except we're going back in time to when you have walked the path of a particular type of priestess, and we're reliving that journey. And there are 5 places left on that. So we start next Tuesday, and there are recordings. So if you can't be live, that's fine. So just letting you know that there are 5 places left if you're still interested in joining. That's 333 Australian dollars for that journey. It's going to be very powerful. And you also, everyone who's on it gets an individual session, individual like little activation. I go around each person, whether you're live on the call or not, everyone gets one. That's why there's a maximum of 22 people for that call, or for that series of calls. So if anyone's interested, I will put the link below afterwards. It's not there now because I had to start a new live stream, so I'll fill all that in later, but just letting you know that there are still 5 places available if you'd like to join. Um, Jen, Morgana was with me from the very beginning. She's one of my regular guides. Wonderful. Deborah, thank you. Thank you. Remember, journeys are always amazing. Love them. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, this is going to be a really powerful one. So much gratitude. Yes, Sophia. It was very complete. Yes, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on this and for finding me, despite the fact I ended up having to start a new live stream. I appreciate that. And this will be on my channel now. So if you did want to go back and take the journey again, you are welcome to do that. Um, I also just really want to honor you for co-creating the space with me, because we create the energy together. So when we go on those journeys, it's all of us creating that. That's why I never know beforehand what we're going to do, because until I tune into the energy of the group, I don't know. So just honoring you as well, and your beautiful energy for co-creating that with me. See, think about what we can do with New Earth. It's incredible. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. Great to have you. The first Remember journey really did open up a whole new world for me, and I'm so looking forward to the upcoming journey. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, everyone. Look at that. We went a good 90, bit over 90 minutes. So thanks for being here with me. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful evening if you're in my part of the world. And if you're watching the replay, I hope you're enjoying it. Please feel free to leave any comments. And if you can like the video, share it with anyone that you think might enjoy this journey. I'd really appreciate that. And also, if you're subscribed to my channel, so you can see whenever I go live, you can find me easily, and for any new videos that I post. So much love to you. Happy equinox, and just keep surfing through this eclipse portal. You might fall off sometimes, but you can get back up and surf again. Mwah. Much love. Take care, everyone. Bye.